Alright, so picture this. It's Halloween night. The air is crisp, smells like dead leaves and candy, and the moon is just perfect. My friends and I were all about 16, 17, probably a little too old for trick-or-treating. But hey, free candy is free candy, right? Plus, it's an excuse to wear the most ridiculous costumes we can come up with. I was a ridiculously low-budget knight, all cardboard armor and duct tape. My friend Maya was a vampire, Liam was a werewolf, and Chloe was a ghost. Classic, I know, but she had the sheet and everything. We're hitting the rich neighborhood, you know the one. The houses are huge, the decorations are insane, and they give out the full-size candy bars. We're on a roll, pillowcases getting heavy, laughing our heads off at Liam's pathetic howling attempts every time a door opens. We're just having the best time, feeling like little kids again. So we turn a corner onto this quiet, tree-lined street. It's a little darker here. The streetlights are further apart, and there's this fog rolling in, super atmospheric. And that's when we see them. There's this group, about our size, heading towards us from the other end of the street. At first we just think, oh cool, more people. But as they get closer under the flickering glow of a distant jack-o'-lantern, we realize their costumes are insane. Like movie-level special effects. There's one that's super tall and skinny with these long, willowy limbs. Its costume is this iridescent, shimmering material that changes color as it moves. Another one is short and round, covered in what looks like moss and glowing mushrooms. And the leader, the one in the front, has this big round head and these huge, dark, curious eyes. Its costume looks almost wet, like a deep-sea creature. They weren't scary, just weird. And incredibly detailed. Liam, ever the genius, whispers, "Whoa, check out those nerds. They must have spent a fortune on those costumes." Chloe shushes him, but we're all thinking it. Like, who goes that hard for Halloween? We're a little intimidated, honestly. Our cardboard and bed sheets feel pretty lame all of a sudden. They stop a few feet away from us. The tall, shimmering one waves a three-fingered hand. A voice comes out, but it's not human. It's this series of soft, melodic clicks and whistles. It sounds friendly. The round one with the big eyes steps forward and holds up its own version of a trick-or-treat bag. It looks like some kind of woven, pulsating sack. It then makes a series of bubbly, gurgling sounds and points from its bag to our pillowcases. And in that moment, it just clicks. These aren't costumes. My blood runs cold for a second. We're standing in the middle of a dark street on Halloween, face to face with actual aliens. My first thought is, are we about to be abducted? Probed? Are they hostile? All those sci-fi movies flash through my head. But then, I look at them again. Really look. The tall one is kind of nervously fidgeting with its shimmery suit. The mossy one is looking at our costumes with what seems like genuine admiration. And the leader, with its big, dark eyes, just looks curious and happy. They're holding their weird sacks open, just like us. They're looking at the houses, at the decorations, at the other kids running around. They're not here to invade. They're here for the same reason we are. They're trick-or-treating. Slowly, I hold up my Snickers bar. The leader tilts its big head. I break off a piece and hold it out. The alien gently takes it with its strange, smooth fingers and pops it into an opening that appears on its face. Its big eyes widen even more, and it lets out a happy little trill. And just like that, the tension breaks. We all just started laughing. Not at them, but with them. It was the most absurd, most wonderful moment of my life. Maya the vampire pulls out a bag of Skittles and offers it to the mossy one. The alien takes it and in return pulls a glowing, geometric-shaped candy out of its sack and gives it to her. It hummed. We spent the next 10 minutes just trading. We gave them Milky Ways and Sour Patch Kids. They gave us weird, fizzing space rocks and gelatinous cubes that tasted like starlight and blueberries. We couldn't understand a word they were saying. And they couldn't understand us, but it didn't matter. We pointed at Liam's werewolf ears, and they made these deep, rumbling sounds like they were trying to imitate a howl. They touched my cardboard armor with a sense of awe. We were all just a bunch of kids in weird outfits, excited about free candy on a magical night. It made me think, you know? We were so quick to judge them, to call them nerds for having better costumes. We saw them as different, and our first instinct was to mock them, to put them in a box. But they weren't different, not in any way that mattered. They just wanted to have fun, to be a part of the celebration. When it was time to go, we just kind of waved. The tall one did its little click and whistle goodbye. And then they just wandered off down the foggy street, disappearing into the Halloween night. We never saw them again, but I'll never forget it. Turns out it doesn't matter if you're from down the street or from another galaxy. On Halloween, we're all just looking for a little magic and a full-size candy bar.